It is the Michigan Football Report from Chat Sports, and we're going to cover a bunch of things on today's show. Before we get into it, you guys look, you know I ask you to do things. Most of you do it. Obviously, some of you don't. But today's ask is, frankly, a big one. Getting close to 7,000 Twitter subscribers or Twitter followers. And frankly, I've been infiltrated with a bunch of really creepy Ohio State fans. I need you Michigan fans to show up. Help me get to 7,000. Only need 79 more followers to get to 7,000 Twitter follower, so it's at James Yoder. Join the Twitter gang, and I'll tell you what, it's in my contract here at Chat Sports. Once I hit 7,000, get a little performance bonus. Might want to buy my kid a pair of shoes for his birthday. So, if anything, little Preston Yoder, help him out. Give me to 7,000, buy him a pair of shoes. You'll feel better about it as well. We've got Blake Corum, we've got recruiting, and a little scandal at Ohio State. I don't know, coming up right now. It's the story that has the potential to rock the world of colleges everywhere, folks. There is a lot of chatter, and we have reached out to our sources that there could be a steroid scandal at Ohio State. So I reached out to some people today, and look, here is what we know about this situation in Columbus. Okay, so I reached out to my sources today, and they told me, it's like, hey, Jay. End of the video, we are going to give you the inside scoop on this story. I just got information in. I got the graphics team behind the scenes, kind of building more stuff. So wait to the end of the story to break down this scandal at Ohio State a little bit more. You're watching the Michigan Football Report. I am your host, James Yoder, and I've got some stories for you today surrounding Michigan football recruiting. I got a player jacked up in the weight room that a lot of people are getting excited about. Talk some season tickets and name, image, and likeness. But our top story today comes with the next commit in this Michigan football recruiting train. And it could be a very large in actual size, not in name recognition or potentially recruiting rankings, but not too shabby themselves. But out of Cass Tech, a school that has certainly fed Michigan and Michigan State and Ohio State and Notre Dame and Alabama. It's one of the biggest producers of talent in the Midwest, not even the state of Michigan. But Deone Walker, borderline 4-star, but the 24/7 Sports composite has him as a high 3-star defensive tackle. But he is a massive young man, and he has been all over social media. Every time a Michigan player has committed to Michigan in the last couple of weeks, he's been in their comments like, hey, what's up, future teammates? Or we're going to do this together in the live stream. And so he has made it very clear that Michigan is the place he wants to go. I did a little deep diving. I put the research and investigation team here on it, and they said, look, he's not doing that for other schools. This has got to be a sign for Michigan. And a lot of these crystal balls, right? The blog boys put out their crystal balls, all the ones that put these predictions out of where players will go. There have been 8 crystal balls that have come in on Deone Walker out of Detroit Cass Tech in just the past 3 weeks. All of them are confidence level 6, 7 higher, whatever that means. You guys saw Sam Webster completely whiffed on one last week, so you never know. Take these things with a grain of salt. I don't necessarily care about the crystal balls as much as I care about him being so overly transparent on social media that he intends to be a teammate of the players committing to Michigan. And I'll just say this, folks, bring the beef, right? Where has Michigan really struggled in the last 2 or 3 years, really since Mo Hurst left at the end of the 2017 season? It is big defensive linemen, big defensive tackles that can clearly get to the quarterback, but at worst case, take up space and stuff the run. And with the couple guys they got last year at the end of the 2021 recruiting class, that'll be true freshmen. This Oregon State transfer that's like 370 pounds. I don't know if he's going to play that much, but he certainly fits the bill of size. And with the players they're bringing in now, I think Michigan is definitely emphasizing getting 350-pound players and higher and the interior of the defensive line. And frankly, you absolutely need to. But I'm going to ask you guys this question. A little different. Typically, we don't try to have open-ended questions, but a lot of haters out there, a lot of Ohio State fans making fun of Michigan if they bring in a 3-star recruit. And a lot of people saying, hey, Jim Harbaugh just hasn't brought it. He's lost his fire. He's lost his edge. So I'm going to ask you guys to do the job for Jim Harbaugh, for the coaching staff, for the recruiting. Go down in the comments. I'm going to pin this comment below. I'll have it right below the video here. I want you to put in the comments how you would convince a high-level football player to come join the 2022, maybe 2023 Michigan football recruiting class. If you're a fan, you know what Michigan brings to the table. You know how successful a player can be there, and I think you know all the selling points there. So go down in the comments. Sell me on why a player should come to Michigan, and frankly, I'm going to use those. I'm going to start tweeting them at recruits because that's what grown men do. They tweet at 17-year-old boys reasons why they should come to their school. Next story up is Daxton Hill, Michigan's one of the few 5-stars they've got in the past few recruiting classes, coming into his third year as a Wolverine. And he is taking advantage of name, image, and likeness, as are a few other players, which I'll kind of name as we go through this portion of the show. But he's partnered up with the Players Trunk, which has been around for a few years, started by a couple Michigan graduates, former Michigan students, that they allow, where they initially started was ex-players, right? You're not making it to the NFL, you're not making it to the NBA, but you've got all that gear, like your ex-jerseys, or your old jerseys, or shorts, or shoes, or whatever player-specific gear that players get that is valuable to a fan, but, it's just a pair of shorts to a player potentially, especially after they get out of playing. They started by doing that. Sell your gear after you're done in college, but now it's a different story. They're trying to build stores and brand, as you see on screen here. Daxton Hill launches his own merchandise. Now, that kind of looks a little bit like it's Little Michigan there with those letters and everything, but he's got sweatshirts, he's got T-shirts, he's got long-sleeve tees, signed footballs as well. All affordably priced. I think the T-shirts start at $30. Sweatshirts go up to like $60, $69.99, something like that. Footballs are obviously a little more expensive when they are autographed. But I'm going to go ahead and put the link down in the description. I'll comment it as well on this video. But I do want you guys to know, don't accuse me of anything. I'm not taking a piece of Dax Hill's money. If you want to go down there, I'm going to make sure you guys know where to buy these things. Put it in the comments. I'll put it in the description. And he's not the only one, right? Aiden Hutchinson has got a deal where he's selling some of his gear. Quite a few other players have signed very low-level name, image, and likeness deals. Not to bash them or say they're not strong deals by any means, but they're certainly not hundreds of thousands of dollar deals with fast food chains or anything like that. But it brings up a good point, right? If it doesn't have the block M, if it doesn't have the maize and blue, it doesn't have the winged helmet, will you buy player-branded Michigan gear? And so let's take a step back. They can't actually sell. Daxton Hill can't walk off the field and take his jersey off and sell, hey, this is my game-worn Jordan jersey I wore against Washington where I made that interception. You can't do that. He can't do that unless, until he moves on to the NFL, graduates. Even if he gets to keep that jersey, I'm not sure. But he can't sell anything that's Michigan branded. So everything's got to be Dax Hill branded. The stuff you see on the website, it looks like Michigan, but it doesn't have the logo, and it's kind of a blue with a yellow swirl helmet. But I want to ask you guys this. I think it's an interesting question. Yes or no? Will you buy Michigan football player-branded gear, like these ones, Daxton Hill, number 30 on the back, or any other player like that? I'd like to know from you guys. I wouldn't, to be frank. Maybe I'll buy one just to support a player if there's somebody I think deserves the support. But I don't think I would spend that money towards them when I want the real thing. Because frankly, unless it's Charles Woodson or Braylon Edwards or something like that, once a guy moves on, his memory is that. It's a memory, and you're on to the next player. So I'm going to vote no. Let me know below in the comments. All right, before we continue with the show, I got the producer in the ear, and it seems like we're coming back on, so we're filming this afterwards, stuffing in the video. Apparently, the audio went out in that first part about Ohio State, and I don't know, didn't know how to fix it. We ran out of studio time, so can't go back and change it. So the workaround is this. If you take this video link on YouTube and you tweet it out or you put it on Facebook, press submit, then you click that link, that seems to work every single time. So if you want to hear the Ohio State story, we talked about at the top of the show about the steroid scandal and all that. It might work for some of you guys, but most of you, it seems like it's not. So we're filming this. Tweet it out, put it on Facebook, and then click that link, and you should be able to hear it, but no guarantee. So let me know if that works for you guys. We'll do our best to figure it out. If not, we'll talk about it on the next show. All good from there. And you guys definitely need to get going with the Newsbreak app. We haven't talked about Newsbreak in a little while, but we're bringing it back with a fury here in the month of July. It is the best app for news aggregation for local news and weather. If politics are your thing, you want to get in the politics game, see what's going on in the city of Detroit, or wherever your zip code is, they aggregate stories from the entire internet and try and build you a personalized custom news feed on news, weather, sports, politics. All the blog boys are on there, and the Detroit Free Press, whatever it is. But who else is on there? Us, the Michigan Football Report. So go download it. I'm going to put the comment down here in the description. Also put it towards the top of the comments. It is chatsports.com/MichiganNB. If you like the show, you want us to keep doing it, we got to make our sponsors happy. So use that link, type it in your browser. It drops you right in the store for iPhone or Android. You can download it. They'll say, oh, this guy's a Michigan fan. Michigan Football Report must be doing right by this guy. So go ahead, use that link and download it and start using the app because, frankly, it is the only app I go to get my news now that I started using it. So download the app and, of course, make sure you follow us. I am your host, James Yoder. We have a couple stories that we're going to get into now that are certainly one of them pretty exciting, and the other one just maybe business as usual, but it's got a lot of people talking out there on the internet streets surrounding Michigan football. First story up is Blake Corum, Michigan's sophomore-to-be, technically still freshman eligibility running back, who looked fast last year. Didn't really get the stats or didn't necessarily get the touches and carries that maybe some of us thought we would see after that second game and that touchdown run against Michigan State. But what he's definitely been doing is putting in the work in the weight room because he is absolutely, positively jacked, folks. He is jacked up like you can't believe. And he posted a selfie on the internet. I think it was on Instagram. We pulled a screenshot of it, zoomed in because he was kind of one of these like selfies from like 20 feet away you can barely see. But people are just going crazy about this photo. This is your, 5'10" or something like that, 200-pound running back. I think he came into Michigan like 180. More of a speedster than a power guy, but looks like a brick S-house. You know what I'm saying there? Thighs the size of my waist. His bicep is this big. He's looking the part. That doesn't mean he's be a great football player. We've seen guys like Vernon Golston did okay at Ohio State, but flamed out in the NFL. But that's the kind of football player Michigan needs, in my opinion. You got to have a little bit of the intimidation factor, especially coming off a 2-4 season. Toss up the gains in there, make the other teams think twice if they're going to hit Blake Corum in the hole. Well, he's just going to truck over him. But good work in the weight room for Blake Corum. But he's going to be the starting running back. I don't know. I like Hassan Haskins. I think he's my guy this year. He should have been the starting running back the last 2 years. The question here today, though, is who will lead Michigan in rushing yards? I've narrowed it down to the three obvious guys. That should be no surprise to anyone who's followed this program. It's Blake Corum, true sophomore, second year in the program. Hassan Haskins, he's getting up there. I think he actually might have 2 years of eligibility left because last year didn't count, but he's technically a senior. Type HH if it's Hassan Haskins. We think it's the true freshman, Donovan Edwards. Clearly the highest rated recruit out of these players, the one that's coming with the most hype, and probably has the biggest upside. Type DE down in the comments. I'm talking to my HH. I think it's a 1,000-yard season for Hassan Haskins, as long as Josh Gaz does not do whatever ridiculous rotation of 4 or 5 running backs like he did in the 2020 season. All right. We've added a few followers just since we started the show, so thank you for that. On Twitter, the graphics team update that at some point, 6924, so we only need 76 more. So keep following on Twitter. Really appreciate it. It's at James Yoder. I tweet nothing else but Michigan football news, making fun of Ohio State as I can, and then potentially retweeting some of my coworkers here at Chat Sports. So you're not losing anything. And if you don't use Twitter, create an account just for me. Help little Preston Yoder get that pair of shoes for his birthday he desperately needs. 7,000. I get a little contract bonus to help feed the fam. The Michigan football team is full capacity going into the 2020 season. And if you haven't been to a game in your entire life, or hey, you just want to get back out there and sit crammed 110,000 people elbow to elbow on some bleachers that were built in the 1920s, this is the story for you. Tickets go on sale Tuesday morning, available for all 7 home games in single game package, packs of 2, packs of 4, and a little family pack against Western Michigan, against Northern Illinois, where you get, what do we have? It's a 200, what does it say there? A couple $100 there. You get a hot dog. You get 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 drinks, non-alcoholic, of course. Against Western Michigan, it's $240 for 4 tickets, hot dogs, and drinks. Or Northern Illinois, it's $220 a little cheaper. I'm sure the premium of $20 is because it is the opener with Western Michigan. The tickets, though, if you're buying a 2-pack, start as cheap as $55 for Northern Illinois, go up to $145 for Ohio State and Washington, the night game, which are the corner end zones or the end zone seats. They haven't listed the prices, but just based on past years, I would guess that any of the good seats in between the 10-yard lines will probably be in the $175 and up range. So you want to get to a game. You want to get to a Michigan football game this year. If you've been sitting at home for too long, want to get back at it, make sure you set your alarm on Tuesday, get your notifications, sign up for whatever you need to do to remind yourself Tuesday morning, games go on sale. The ticket prices, though, as I mentioned, Western Michigan starts the season off. $60 per ticket is where they start at. Washington bumps to $145. September 18th, you've got Northern Illinois for $55, and then Big Ten schedule on September 25th, $70 starting ticket price for that game. 4 home games for Michigan to start the year, and that's like a big gap. I was actually surprised when we looked at these dates. You've got 28 days to the next home game against Northwestern on October 23rd. Those tickets start $70. 3 weeks after that, right? No, sorry, 2 weeks after that, you have Indiana, $70. And then 3 more weeks after that, you've got Ohio State on November 27th, Thanksgiving weekend. Starting prices are $145 for that game. So if you've never been to an Ohio State-Michigan game, even if you don't think they have a chance this year, that's one to go. And, not a good season last year, some waning interest, and people like me potentially had more fun in some instances watching the games from home and the whole traveling and everything that goes along with that. You can get to a game with less competition, less prices than you probably have in past years. So with that being said, the question to you here on this topic is, are you going to a game this year? Are you going to a game at Michigan Stadium? Or if you don't know for sure, you're planning to, you want to, go ahead and type M. Give me an M for Michigan in the comments below. I want to kind of take a pulse of the crowd here. If you're sitting on your couch and you're just going to watch the game from the couch all year, go ahead and type C. So if it's M if you're going to a game, C if you are going to sit in your couch and watch the Michigan football games this year, let me know down in the comments. All right, so those of you who made it to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching today's Michigan Football Report. And we were just messing around. Maybe we'll release the full audio at some point, but I was just joking about fraternity having a steroid problem. Notice I never said football. I never really said athletics. Just joking around there, but so many Ohio State fans watch the show for some reason, probably because I'm just, so charismatic in delivering the news that we try to play a little joke with them at the beginning, see if we can get them riled up, and threw that in there about making them share on Twitter or Facebook. So thanks so much for watching to the end of the show. Just messing around, no steroid scandal at Ohio State that we know of. Keep your eyes up. We'll be back with more Michigan football news and rumors in the coming days. Until then, go blue.